Hey guys, I'm back here for another episode, and today we are making something that I've been craving for days and days and days, and that is a keto Chinese recipe. We are doing sautéed eggplant and shrimp today, so look forward to trying that out. So really quickly, the key to Asian cooking is having everything prepped. You can't really prep and cook at the same time because of the high heat and speed at which you need to cook it at. So we can just go over what I have here. So in here, I've just got some ginger, some garlic, and about a quarter cup of onions in here. And then here I have my shrimp. I put some of my garlic in there, and then I put some of this cooking wine just to marinate a little bit. You know, shrimp doesn't take long to marinate, so that's that. Over here I have about 500 grams of eggplant that I chopped up. So when you're chopping up your eggplant, make sure that all the pieces have skin on it, and then I let it soak in salted water for about 15-20 minutes, and now I'm just letting it drain. Other than that, on our cooking board we have some of that chili garlic sauce, which we love in this household. We have some tamari or any other soy alternative that you prefer. Oops. We have some sesame oil, and then our cooking oil of choice. So over here I've got my wok heating up. Mine is not an official wok, it's pretty thin. So I'm going to add a tablespoon or two of my cooking oil, and then immediately I'm going to add my eggplant. And just give it a nice toss. So we're just going to do a light fry on our eggplant. You want the skin to become brown and the flesh to become soft. So that's going to take about 6 to 9 minutes with this particular eggplant. So we're just going to keep an eye on it. Don't walk away. Keep a watch on it because yours might, cook faster or slower. So make sure you're watching this and just keep on turning it so all the pieces can cook.
What heat do you have it on?
I have this one on a little bit under medium because the pan is a little thin, so it overheats really quickly. An official or a real wok is a little bit thicker, so you can put it up higher. I just don't want anything to burn or stick, so I've got mine on medium-low right now. And I'm just going to let that do what it does for the next 6 to 9 minutes. So it's been about 6 or 7 minutes, and you can see already that the eggplant has reduced down. I've got some char. If you can notice, the skin is a little bit brown now as opposed to the purple it was before. You want to make sure that it's cooked enough. It is going to go back into the pot because we're going to take it out now. But you do want to make sure it's cooked enough, especially with the deep dark purple eggplant that I'm using now, known as your Italian eggplant. If you don't season it in the water with the salt and you don't cook it enough here, when you bite into the pieces, it's going to be a little bit bitter around the skin. So you want to make sure that you give it enough time in here, that it's getting cooked, that the flesh is starting to turn slightly translucent, and yeah, those are the important. Oh, and also, I forgot to mention, you want to make sure that your eggplant pieces are not super small or thin, because you still want something to bite into once you have it. So I'm going to add a little bit more oil to the pan now. Another teaspoon, however much you feel you need. And I'm going to cook the shrimp now. So yeah, stand back for this one. It's got a little bit of liquid in it. So we're just going to add in our shrimp. So pro tip when buying shrimp, I always go for shell on easy peel shrimp. Now this time I made a mistake and didn't buy easy peel, but it's still shell on. And so what you want to do is once you get the shell off is to put it into a little Ziploc and throw it into your freezer, and it makes a great stock recipe if you want to do like a quick ramen or something. It's super easy to make shrimp stock. It takes about 15-20 minutes. So always make sure that you're saving your shells. Now the key to cooking shrimp really is just about timing and letting it do what it does. You don't want to fuss with it too much like we did with the eggplant, continually stirring it. We just want to make sure that the sides get pink and it starts to curl. Flip it on the other side and then take it right out of the pot, because the last thing you want is super rubbery shrimp. So as you can see, we're getting a little pink over here on the other side. So I'm just going to flip them over because I don't want them to be rubbery. So I'm just going to take my time and flip each one of these shrimps over so the other side can cook. And I've got 8 ounces of shrimp here, so that's for 2 servings, 4 ounces each. Of course, if you want more or less, that's cool too. And this is a great recipe to use other protein sources with. Traditionally, this is made with minced pork, but since we are kind of in love with shrimp in this house, I am making it with shrimp for us. But if you have minced beef, pork, lamb, you can use any of those. At this step, you would just put in your mince, and then when it's white, meaning that it's cooked, you just take it back out. Otherwise, we're going to go with the shrimp here and wait until it's just pink on both sides, and then we're going to pull it out. So I think we've got another minute or so just to make sure that they're cooked enough that when we put them back into the pot, they're not getting rubbery. And I think we're just about there. So these, yeah. So I'm just going to take these out and put these in with my eggplant that I've already removed. And then add a little bit more oil to the pot, just to make sure it covers the bottom. That was probably another tablespoon. And then I'm going to add the rest of my mixture. This is ginger, garlic, and some onions in here. And I'm just going to add that in. Give that a stir. And it smells delicious already. Might want to turn up the heat a little bit on this. So we're waiting for this to become fragrant. Don't let it burn, but just wait until it becomes more fragrant. And I'm going to add our recent household staple of chili garlic sauce. It's got no carbs in it. You can find it in your international aisle if you're interested in trying it out. I think it's pretty fragrant enough at this point, and I'm going to add 2 heaping tablespoons of it because we really like it here. Add 1, 2, I think I might need a little bit more. There you go. And just give that a quick stir with your onions, garlic, and ginger. Press the heat a little bit on this. You just want to cook the rawness of the garlic in the sauce and the garlic you've added, the onions, and everything out of it. So we're pretty much done once everything is in. So my paste is looking good. Now I'm going to add my shrimp and eggplant back into the pot here. And give that a quick stir. Smells good, looks good. Give everything a good stir in. So you might have noticed we haven't really seasoned, as far as salt and pepper to this dish. So we have the eggplant sitting in salt, which is going to help it soak up some of that saltiness and that salt water before. So now all we're going to do is take our soy alternative, or tamari in my case, and we're going to add about a tablespoon, so 1 trip fully through the pot. Then we've got our sesame oil. This one is about a tablespoon as well. And then over here, I've got some of my erythritol. This is just to add a little bit of sweetness. It's probably like a 1/4 teaspoon. And sprinkle that all over. and give it one more toss. Ooh. Once the sesame oil hits the heat, it just kind of blossoms in your face. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be amazing. And you're basically done. That is it, a nice, quick, simple meal for that, to satisfy that Chinese food craving, because eggplant is a great option for low carb. It's about 2 carbs per 100 grams, so this is a great option to have. And then I'm just going to serve myself up some. Looks delicious. I think that's about half. And if you want it to be fancy, you can top it with a little bit of sliced green onions just to make it look more Asian. But this is it. This is my keto Chinese food recipe. It is sauteed eggplant and shrimp. So you can always try this out. Otherwise, you know, if you haven't subscribed, do so and give me a thumbs up. If you enjoyed this, comments and questions down below are always welcome, and I will include Approximate Macros in the description bar below.